Hello, hello. Okay, I don't know if you can even see this because my camera is up too tall. I can't even see my camera. But today is a day of adventure. So I have never done this before. This method of making frit by heating it up in the kiln, heating your glass up in the kiln, and then plunging it into water. But today is the day. I'm going to give this a shot. So I have a lot of clear glass cutoffs here. And so I'm going to get this clean. I want the glass to be generally clean. Maybe it doesn't need to be, but I'm kind of conservative about this stuff. I love having extra large clear frit. And it's very expensive to buy it ready crushed. And so as I've been having all of this clear scrap, these cutoffs, I want to now turn it into my own frit. I have some empty 5-gallon containers and hope to get maybe 2 of these made today, maybe more. So I'm going to, and there's more glass in here than what would fit in one of these containers, so I'm not going to use all of this right now. But I am going to start the process of getting this cleaned up, and I will walk you through this as I'm learning myself. Never done it before, but I've watched some other people do it, and I'm ready to give it a shot. So stay tuned, and I'll take you through the next step. But for now, I'm going to do the boring job of getting some of my glass cleaned up. All right, I took these out, this glass out. I put just a tiny bit of Dawn dishwashing liquid, filled this up with a hose and just shicked and shimmied and kind of washing machined this glass. It's still not necessarily perfect, so and I want it dry before I put it in the kiln because I don't want the kiln to heat up and all that moisture to go into my kiln. So I'm just going to use good old-fashioned towel, and piece by piece I'm going to go through here and dry these off and kind of clean them up a little bit more. All right, I've been cleaning up this glass, and now here's what's next. So I bought these on Amazon. Hopefully they work for this. It is a 2-piece, this is a good way to show you, stainless steel baskets. It's an Instapot brand, but it was 2 of them, and price was not bad for 2. I know a lot of people use colanders for this, and I wanted to have a hanging, a handle so that I could get this out of the kiln relatively easily, and so that's why I chose these. One's big, one's small, and I'm hoping that these are manufactured in a way that they hold up fairly well. So we're about to find out, I guess. My only concern is if this connection is weak or something and these come apart, but I buy these things and try them for you so that we can learn together. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to fill both of these up with glass, and I'm going to put them into the kiln. So stay tuned to see what that looks like. All right, so I've got these both filled up. I want them to be relatively balanced, so looks like they are. When I pick them up with the hook, they're not going to spill out on me. So you may be wondering about these cuts, and I guess I should explain that. I found a local water jet guy, like an industrial water jet. Guy cuts, sheet metal and stuff, and asked him if he would be willing to cut art glass for me, and he said yes. So I went to my local glass supplier, bought my own glass, took it over to him, and he's cutting 3.5-inch circles for me, which is what I use for things like my ornaments, the decals and such that I make. So I took 10 sheets of glass over, including some white, but this is all the clear, and he cuts them for me. And so it ends up being a really affordable way to have lots of circles cut at the same time. So I'd encourage you, go to there's no yellow pages anymore, but go to the website, go to the web and see what you can find if there's somebody local who'd be willing to do that. And what he's also willing to do then is to save all the scrap for me, because I told him this is all valuable. So he puts all the scrap, throws it in a box, and that's what you were seeing earlier. That's what I'm cleaning up. The reason I got to clean it up, it's a little dirty. The water jet uses an abrasive, and so there's a little sand and such. But this is going to be a great way for me, I hope, to make some frit. And so explain to him that everything is valuable, and to the extent that he was willing, I wanted him to catch all the cutoffs. And so here's all the scrap. So I've got a bunch of great circles, and then I've got a bunch of great scrap that I'm working with. So that's what this is. So now I'm going to put these in the kiln. I'm going to fire this thing up to 1,000 degrees, and then we're going to do the plunge method. All right, here we go. I'm going to put these things in, fire it. I'll probably just do, I don't know, 500 degrees an hour to 1,000. I guess I could try to go as fast as possible. I just don't know that I want to take my kiln shelf as fast as possible. I got a fiber kiln, which is great, but I got the shelf in there. I don't feel like pulling it out, so I'm just going to go 500. So in 2 hours, we'll hit 1,000 degrees, and we're going to pull one of these out and plunge it. I'll show you how I'm going to do that too. All right, so I have this long closet dowel that I've had for years just sitting in the corner, and so I've put a little hook on the end of it, and that's what I'm going to use to hook my baskets when I open this up. I am going to wear, I don't know, I'll wear protective glasses just because I feel like I always have them on, and I am going to wear some gloves, although I don't think I'm going to get that close, and it's not going to be too terribly hot, but I'll put some gloves on just in case. So I'm going to try to do my best to film this one-handed, but I've got to, you know, hook this, make my way through the garage between the cars and outdoors, and so this is probably not going to be the best video, but we'll give it a shot. All right, so I'm at 1,000 degrees now, and everything looks okay in there. So I am going to get myself ready to go. I'm not gonna be able to film all this. I just want to be safe, so I'm not gonna be able to film all of it, but I'll do what I can here, and well, that'll be good enough. I'll be right back. It's gonna pop and all right, I've watched other people do this, and I've always felt a little intimidated by it, but it wasn't that bad. There's my doggy. Hi. So here's what it looks like. Look at all those tiny fractures. So it's kind of like tempered glass. See, kind of breaks and snaps. So what I'm going to do now, and it looks like my basket's held up well, so that was fun. I received this canvas bag along with an Amazon order of something, and I didn't even know what to do with it, but I'm going to fill the bag with this glass, and I'm going to break up the glass now and make my frit. So you don't need to see that. I'll either just step on it or use a hammer or something, but basically I'm going to put it in this canvas bag, crush it up, and then pour it out. And I may sort it into size. We'll see what it looks like. All right, here we go. It's all in a big bin here. Very pleased with how well this seems to have worked out. So I'm going to put a fan on it to kind of dry it out. I'm going to do a little bit of a frit sifter action, try to get some of the powder out because it is a little crumbly. So I will go ahead and sort it with a frit sifter later. But so far, so good. Really happy. So I'm going to let this start to dry out. All right, I don't know how well you'll be able to see this, but I had a full fuse going in, so I took a chunk of that glass and put it in for a full fuse, and it looks perfectly normal, just like other tech does. I was a little worried because, you know, it has that kind of tempered glass look now. I'll grab a piece here, show it to you. So you see all that crackling in there, and I thought, is that somehow going to create bubbles or something? So this is exactly what the piece looked like that I put in, and then that's what it looked like when it came out. Nice and clear and perfect. Well, here we are. I am just thrilled. So, you know, at my local store, this was $76 for a 5-pounder of clear extra large, and this is more than 5 pounds for sure. Now I'm just curious, so I want to see if I can figure out how much it is. Yep, it's over 6¼ pounds of glass. So there's that. I had a little bit of coarse. This is not all that came from that. I just mixed up the coarse that I did get in sifting in with a little bit that I already had. And then, oh, and I got this much more too. So probably about 6½ pounds or so of glass. I forgot I had this other little jar that I went ahead and topped off as well. So, oh, and then a little bit of fine this is what I got out of there that was kind of considered fine. So very pleased. I'm going to definitely be doing this again. Great way to use up your scrap, particularly clear. I love having this coarse clear for filling things like heart molds. So I hope you learned a little bit something here, and you know, try to make your own frit. First time I've ever done it this way, and I'm a fan. I'll be doing that again. Catch you all later. Bye-bye.